What you're seeing on the screen right now was generated entirely with AI. That is one prompt, no reference footage, no composition, no audio layering or post-production work. That is one generation from the new Kling 3.0 model. And I know that we've had video editing quote unquote here for a while now, but something I always come back to is you can't just generate video for video to be commercially useful to you as a creative and a professional. Because to use AI video for real work, for ads, for social media, for anything beyond a 5-second demo or fantasy clip, you need things like character consistency, like building a sequence of multiple shots, audio that actually works, shot control, and I think just in the last few months we're finally starting to get there a little bit, and this is one of the big upgrades with Kling 3.0. In fact, Kling 2.5 is number 2 right now in the world on the image to video leaderboard, and that's 2.5. That's not even 3.0. So in this video, I want to cover the updates to 3.0, and then I'm going to show you real demos so you can implement these upgrades in your own job or creative life inside of Higgsfield. This stuff is super fun to play around with, and if you want to follow along with the demos that I'm doing so you learn better from this video, then you can click the link in the description to create a free account on Higgsfield and follow along with what I'm doing with Kling 3.0. That also does support the channel, so I appreciate you if you want to follow along and learn better. And that in mind, let's get into it. Now, first I want to cover what exactly the updates are with the new Kling model. And the first thing is that Kling 3.0 is built upon what they're calling a unified multimodal architecture. And that means as opposed to the traditional model of generating video in one model and then trying to bolt on audio and lip sync and scene transitions separately with other little models, this model does all of that natively in one pass. So text to video, image to video, reference matching, audio, dialogue, scene structure, it's all in the one model. And that update brings about 3 changes that I think impact you as a user. Number 1 is you can now generate a sequence of shots. So things like a wide, a medium, a close-up, and the model will handle those transitions and camera positions and scene flow automatically. Now, second is element consistency. So if you lock in a character like a face, an outfit, a element, that will stay consistent across all of the shots in that multi-shot sequence. And the Elements 3.0 system specifically that we're going to look at lets you upload references, and the model maintains those details throughout camera angle movements, character movement, and lighting. And again, you absolutely need both of those things for things like content creation and ads as a use case. And the third again is native audio. So that is dialogue, ambient sound, and voice performance directly inside and wrapped into that video generation experience. And the generation length now is 3 up to 15 seconds at native 1080p quality. That's up from 5 seconds before. And so with a multi-shot sequence, you can have 4 shots that are 4 seconds each. And so that in mind, let's jump into my computer. We're going to look through all of this. I'm going to start with the platform, and then we're going to look through each of those features and updates that I just described. And let's go. Okay, so what you're seeing on the screen right now is the platform Higgsfield at higgsfield.ai. So we'll jump into the first demo in just a second, but first, there is so much inside of this platform. I'll go under image here. This is 25 different tools relating to generative AI. Same thing here under video. There's everything from turning product URLs into video ads to VFX and camera control and character contests, vibe motion, cinema studio, AI influencer. The list goes on as far as the features and tools within Higgsfield. But that is a conversation for another time. And for now, let's jump straight into the most basic feature of Kling 3.0, which is text to video. So what we're going to do is go under video here, and then I'll click on Kling 3.0, and I'm going to paste this prompt, which is a slow dolly shot. So I'm defining the camera style through an abandoned library. I'm describing the environment, and then I'm saying, hey, this is the style I want: cinematic, anamorphic lens, shallow depth of field. And critically, we are going to generate audio with this, so sound is on. We're using the Kling 3.0 model, and then under 5 seconds, we're going to 15 seconds. Again, this wasn't, 15-second generation across the board for AI video was not possible a few months ago. I still love being able to do this, and I think I'm still gonna have that feeling when the next models roll around and they're 30, 45 seconds. And under 720, we'll go 1080p. So thank you to Higgsfield for our exclusive early access. And that in mind, let's see what this thing can do and generate. Okay, the video is done. This frame looks epic. epic. I'm excited. Let's watch this. Okay, a few things stand out to me here. Number one, the shot control is epic. This is exactly the type of shot and the style that I requested. And then just the rendering, right? The hyper realism of the books in the first few seconds here and kind of the dust that filters through the air. That is getting away from that plasticky AI look. And I love this. I think this looks awesome. You can see if we just zoom in there, right? Just texture on the book. And then also the lighting consistency. Anyway, that is step one. That is text to video. That is the most basic type of generation that you can do with Kling. But y'all, it just gets better from here. And now I want to dive into actual shot control and multi-shot. So I'm going to delete this prompt. You can see the little multi-shot toggle right here. I'm going to turn this on. And then what I can do, I can add shot. So you can see where I'm going with this. I'm going shot 1, a establishing shot of a modern co-working space. Shot 2 of someone opening a laptop and starting to work. And shot 3, a close-up of someone typing. And this unlocks a whole new world of specific generations. Let's say an ad, a short form video where you control each incremental shot, the actual duration of each. You can reference certain elements as opposed to just one generation and kind of throwing something out there. So we're going to keep this on 9:16 and 1080. Let's go ahead and generate. And what we want to pay attention to here, which is key, is environmental consistency. See, the problem if you just did this, say with Sora, is it's not going to understand how it made the previous shot because it's kind of redoing it from scratch every time. So you're going to have, sure, 3 different shots, but they will look and feel completely different. And so what we want to assess here is, okay, can Kling 3.0 generate the same environment, but just change where the camera is or what it's showing in each different generation? And if this goes south, we're keeping the cameras rolling. And genuinely, I have not demoed this prompt before, but I think it'll pull a rabbit out of the hat. I'm looking forward. Let's see. It is done. Let's go ahead and watch. We have wide shot, medium shot, and close shot. There we go, short and sweet. Also, the fact that we've gotten so far that hands actually in the motion looks realistic is awesome to me. I'm sure you remember a few years ago when we had 6 fingers everywhere, like the models could just never get the fingers right. And now we have this in like 2 years. Pretty cool to see. And again, what I wanted you to pay attention to, we have this shot or this frame right here. Look at the office, pause the video, remember that office, and then I'll click right here. Same office, same background. I zoom in again. That is, you can see the coffee cup right here. And then we can zoom out a little bit. We see the same coffee cup. That is complete. That is perfect consistency. So we cracked the code. Or did we? That brings us to demo number 3, which is character consistency as opposed to environmental consistency. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on elements right here. And this lets you add reference images or videos for the AI to pull from. Then I'm going to click create new elements. We're going to go to Google. Now I've searched male model. There goes my search history. I want the name of someone. Let's go name. Let's go, I don't know, The Gap. Okay, we're gonna go to images. We're gonna search for whoever this guy is. You know what? We're just gonna roll with this. I'm gonna pull a number of different images of this guy. So I have 4 images. That's image 1, that is image 2, that is image 3, image 4, that I'm going to upload those 4 images. We'll just stick with 3. One of them didn't have high enough resolution. And then I'm going to call it Gap Model, and I'll say model. I'm gonna click generate. And then while this is generating, our goal here is to see, okay, if we generate multiple shots with the same individual, I'm gonna click on him and click use element. Is he going to look the same in multiple shots? Like an environment being consistent, a character being consistent is similarly a massive unlock for anyone who deals in, let's say, an ad where you have one person for the whole ad, or you're a content creator, maybe you want content with yourself. And let's swap this out. I'm gonna say Gap Model walking on a street. Then I'm going to reference Gap Model, we'll say sitting at a desk. And then finally, let's say going to the gym. We'll go 3 seconds each. We'll keep it multi-shot. We'll go 3.0, 1080. Let's click generate. I forgot there we need an initial frame to do generation of this sort. So I have this image of him walking on a street. I'm going to upload that as a start frame. That just means the generation, the first shot generation is going to start from this first frame. You can add the last one if you want. We're not going to do that. Now we will generate. And you can see it starts with the exact frame or the reference image that we uploaded. Let's go ahead and give that a watch. Literally, I do not think you could have gotten much better with this. It even has the swagger, right? The confidence in the walk that I imagine this individual would have. And you can see if we just look at the face, right, from this first shot to the second shot, stays exactly the same. And so there you go. That is 3 for 3. Character consistency is best in class as well. Now you may have heard something in the past few seconds of this video. I'm gonna play those 2 seconds again. And what you can hear there is layered background noise. And for this last prompt or demo, what I want to do is this: a news anchor sitting at a desk who is saying something, so we're bringing voice into it now, which is breaking news tonight, scientists discovered a new species in the Amazon. And let me say as well, layer ambient sounds in the background. And what we want to think about here is, okay, can the model successfully layer different audio? Number 1, we already know it can a little bit from this video and the previous ones. And then number 2, can it do lip syncing and narration or human voice well? We'll keep this one to 9 seconds. Let's go ahead and generate. Here we go, final demo of the day. Let's give it a listen.
Breaking news tonight. Scientists have discovered a new species deep in the Amazon rainforest.
So there we go. Not perfect, but with some more prompting and even as is. And what I want to double click on, if we just zoom in here, we can see the reflection in the mirror. Again, we went from 6 fingers to accurate hand reflections, which is awesome. And you can hear in the background as well, layered audio behind her voice. You can hear those work sounds in the background. And so there we go. That is Kling 3.0 on audio. So those are the core demos that I wanted to cover. I hope that gives you an idea of what you can do with Kling 3.0 and the big updates in this model versus previous models. So I'm going to cover in just a second how exactly you can get started. You can try it all completely for free, everything we did in this video. And again, there is so much more, literally hundreds of tools and features on the Higgsfield platform that we will have to cover another time in other videos. So where does this model still fall short? So in terms of realism, you're talking about complex multi-character interactions are still extremely difficult across every AI model. Maybe it's an uncanny valley thing, but people can 100% still tell a lot of that. Whereas if you exclude people and you prompt correctly, you can hit hyperrealism pretty much across the board. And the number 2, native audio is awesome, but it's not on the level of professional voice design for final deliverables. And I think those 2 big things are where improvements from the Kling models and all other models generally as well are going to come from. And my prediction is in the next year or 2, all of those things are going to be solved. And so generally, as far as the use cases go, I would say if you work in marketing or e-commerce, then character consistency or object consistency will be the big one for you. And that's because for anything in ads like product shoots where you want a product to be in a certain clip in a certain way, you need the product to look the same. Once it does, there's a massive unlock as far as AI video goes. Now, if you're an actual filmmaker or VFX artist, in terms of storyboarding and visualization, I think that's an immediate use case for this model specifically. And then if you're a content creator, I think that multi-shot generation is awesome for things like short form content if you're generating videos with AI, and that is a massively understated business nowadays. You're talking most of the top YouTube channels are shorts channels making videos with AI. And also a shout out to Higgsfield. They let you use the Kling 3.0 model and all these other models, all the leading AI video models in one place. I think that is the future of AI video as a platform, not just a point solution, and where all of this is heading across the board. And on that note, Higgsfield is offering 70% off premium plans, and that includes unlimited access to Kling 3.0. You can completely test it for free if you want to. You don't have to spend any money, but if you do want to support the channel, you can click on that link and claim 70% off to get unlimited access to Kling 3.0. That in mind, I appreciate y'all being here and spending some time with me today. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.